Hi, my name's Ayla, and this video is of me making my first ever back patch. I made a ton of mistakes, but I think in the end it came together. It's really hot outside. I live in Kentucky, so it's still kind of warm to be wearing a jacket, but I have my jacket on because I wanted to show you guys. But I guess maybe it's better if I just wait till the end of the video, huh? So that way you can, be in anticipation. All right, enjoy. First thing I did was take a spray bottle full of bleach water, some stencils, and some construction paper, and tried to section off where I wanted the bleach to go. It was moderately successful. Eventually, I do just take a Q-tip and some straight bleach and start outlining stuff to get it to be higher concentrated in some areas. Okay, so I did the clouds. I got a phone call and I quit recording myself doing the clouds. I am so sorry about that, but this is what I came up with after I was done bleaching them. I used RIT Pearl Gray dye, clothing dye. I mixed it in a bottle with some hot water, like the instructions say. I mean, the instructions didn't tell me how much to use. I just did what the instructions would tell me to do if I was using it the right way. And then I found this, so I was like, dude, totally need to use that. And so there is some violet, some light purple, and some, I believe ocean is the blue that I used because it's supposed to be dark. And tomorrow, I know it's messy, it's wet, I can't do anything about it until it dries. And I'm also I'm kind of just trying to protect it because I live in Kentucky and it rains a lot. Okay, and so tomorrow I will show you guys the next part, and hopefully we can get all the bleaching part done, and then I can move to the next part of my back patch. The second day, I just did the same thing I did before, but with a homemade stencil, which is the outline of the lightning, and I rubbed it in with a paper towel. Okay, so I recorded myself doing this part, but somehow the footage, I did it on time lapse and it didn't do it, and then I couldn't figure out how to get it on time lapse, or maybe I'm just an idiot. But I can explain what I did. So basically, I showed myself using the stencil where I cut the centerpiece, the shape of this I wanted out, and then I put the stencil of the piece that was cut out of and bleached this with a higher concentration of bleach than I did this. And all I did was, when I was done this, I took the piece that I cut out, sat it over it, and bleached this part. Now, the colors I added for this one was Ritz Rose Quartz and Ritz Candy Apple mixed together to get this pink shade. And then I used the orange out of my tie-dye kit to do the orange because I just thought it would look better if there was more colors. I don't know. And then when I did this part, I bleached it with less concentration of bleach, and then I used the Ritz charcoal gray over top, and then the saturated color that's on it, I just used the same colors I used up here, but I used them down here because it made sense to make it cohesive. And now I'm going to be doing the lightning bolt portion, which is what this is supposed to be. This is what it looks like on the back. It takes forever for it to dry. I'm probably not even supposed to be bleaching and dyeing this shit. I don't know. But we are going to set the camera up so I can do the lightning bolt. I decided I was going to use the stencil that I bought to help make the lightning, and I was going to use the bleach and I was going to outline it and it was going to work great, but it didn't work the way I expected it to work. Go figure. That seemed to be everything I did with this. So here I'm just taking a pencil and outlining what I'm going to paint with black acrylic paint because I lost a lot of the blacks in there from the bleaching. Here I decided to give the stencil another shot and use a gel bleach pen to kind of help me, but it didn't help me because it just wasn't the right medium for this. So go figure. Then I just took some black acrylic paint and I painted my foreground and some bats and some of the clouds, I believe, just to sharpen everything up. I am really proud of the way it turned out, considering all the mishaps I had. I then decided I was going to take the stencil and use white acrylic paint and paint in the stencil, because that's what it was supposed to be for, except it was supposed to be on a wall and not on a piece of cloth. And it worked okay, but I took it off and I decided that it wasn't good enough, so I spent more time crisping things up, adding more lines, thickening some parts out, because I wasn't happy. But after I painted it with white acrylic paint, I was actually very happy. I think that it turned out really good. Goes to show sometimes you shouldn't go in with a plan. Okay, so this is where I'm at right now. So I have my lightning painted in. I have my silhouette of the ground pretty much painted in. I might go back over that and just kind of crispen it up and make it look better now that I have like the main focal point there. I have my bats. Though you can't see my bats, so I'm gonna have to do something to lighten up around the bats a little bit. Or what I was thinking is maybe embroider the bats on here. If I can figure out how to do that, that would be pretty cute. But yeah, this is where we're at right now. Okay, so there is a lot of orange left in this, and I wanted it to be pink, and it didn't look pink while it was wet, and so I freaked out, and I would have got this all over if I would have just been cool, but I wasn't cool, so that's not what happened. And I haven't been able to get this out, so I'm thinking maybe if I turn this over and I bleach the part that's like super orange, that maybe it might get a little lighter, you know? And we'll just kind of pray for the best. We'll give it like a few minutes to, I'm just gonna kind of do this. I'm not squeezing any more out, I'm just kind of I did squeeze a little more out there. This is the scrubber, so this is supposed to like really get that shit out. Okay, so we're gonna let this sit, and then I'm get it wet again, rinse it off, and then stick it in the sun, and then we'll go from there. See what happens. Okay, so I added pink dye. I also sprayed it down with the same pink grit like spray combination I used before to like try to lighten it up. Now this is still wet, but all of this is flippin' dry. So I don't know what happened. I don't know if there was still some bleach and it pushed it out, but I'm going to attempt to fix it. I'm gonna have to go over some stuff with paint again, but I'm going to have to fix this. I'm not so worried about this part as much as I am this. This I can make look like clouds. This part and this I need to fix. There is a train going by. I'm so sorry. There's always a train going by. So what I decided to do to fix this was take a wet paintbrush and dip it into alternating colors of dye that I had already used up in the sky, and it actually worked. And I'm amazed because all the misgivings I had on every step of this thing, because I had no plan. I just kind of went in with this idea of what I was going to do. So after I did that and I hid that, I decided to use some white paint and go over my lightning and add more lightning because I had this space that was unused. And then when I went to the craft store, I found glitter paint, and I decided I was going to paint the bats and the lightning with it because it was glitter paint and I had never seen anything like it before, and I literally had to use it. Okay, so I repainted that white, this black, and those black, and I also painted just a couple of black like extra in there to make it look a little more stormy, and I put a thin black line so you could kind of see the difference between the clouds and the night, just to help visually. And what I put on that is, to make it glittery, and I'm about to put another coat, is the Glitter Fantasy in Unicorn. I got this one because it had both pink, it had all the colors basically, but like in a pastel. So I knew that it would, like, the colors, you know, black would show the blues and greens, white would show the pinks and purples. So I'm gonna redo it. Then you have to leave it for 24 hours. And then you have to heat set it with a dry iron using a pressing cloth, and then you have to wash it with cold water after 72 hours. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do one more coat of this. And the base is clear, it's just full of glitter. There's tons of other ones. I might get the other ones if this turns out good. But yeah, I'm gonna show you guys me doing this, and then I'll show you next time I come back. I should just be doing the process of putting the heat cloth on it and then washing it, and then we should be done. And the next part will be sewing it onto the jacket. So we're getting close to being done here. I did a couple coats of the glitter paint on the White Lightning, and I think maybe 1 or 2 coats less on the Black Bats because they didn't need it as much. And it turned out really nice. I think that the effect was really good. It was a pretty easy process to get it to stay on there. Okay, so I actually did end up finding my iron, so I just followed the instructions and ironed this after it dried for, I think, 24 hours. So if you have an iron, you probably know how to use an iron. If you have an iron and you're underage and you don't know how to use an iron, ask a parent to help you use an iron, so you don't get burned. I'm 26. If I burn myself, it's okay. So I'm here. After I'm done finished completely sewing it on there, I will put it on and show you guys. I did put a fabric underneath because this ended up being a little short, so I wanted there to be something in between the gap. But after I have it completely sewed on, I will come back with it on and show you guys where we're at. Here is the finished patch on my back on the jacket. I love it. It's super cute. My hair is probably a little bit in the way. I don't have a ton of it. Super cute. I am so happy with it. This jacket really means a lot to me. I've been working on it for a long time. It's kind of tacky, but it is definitely me. I love this jacket, and I love my new back patch on the back. So I am super happy. If anyone likes this video, then I will make more videos. If I add, well, I'll definitely add to my jacket, but I will make more videos of me adding to the jacket if anyone ever cares. Well, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. You can follow me on TikTok and Instagram with the same name. And thank you so much. Bye.